Okay, how's everyone going? I hope everyone's doing well as can be in these crazy times. So just want to do a quick message here, an urgent call out, and I'm essentially asking everyone to please take a realistic look at where we're at and understand the urgency that we have in front of us right now. So I want to go through the current scenario or situation that we're in, strategies being used, and what we can be doing, and also some of the things that we need to let go of here. So, obviously, if you look around what's going on, I mean, I've got the news on my phone that I jot down some of the notes regularly from the last few days. But I mean, obviously, what's going on in Northern Territory, extremely alarming, guys. They have now brought in essentially the precedent that we can take people by force and put them in a camp. Okay, the quarantine camps are being built everywhere, and they are now announcing that basically interstate, international travelers are coming back and they don't need to quarantine. So what the hell are those camps for? Okay, that should be enough to make you see the urgency here. Another thing I'll say, with what's going on with the Aboriginal community right now, they're getting all vaccinated, guys, and it's against their will. Now, the coercion's bad enough. I can't believe we're here, and I still need to make an urgent call out. Unfortunately, most people wait until it hits them, and I'm telling you guys now, it's hitting you guys right now. Okay, so you've got to really look ahead, guys. Now, overseas, let's see, Austria, that I just put a video out on that. Okay, the unvaccinated are locked down, and then they've mandated the vaccine. They are in big trouble. Okay, big trouble. Okay, and the next thing they're going to do is go to the streets like they're doing in the Netherlands, and it's going to get crazy. And then they're going to label them as extremists, dangerous, violent, etc. And then they're going to crack down on them hard. We've got to be smarter as well. So it's urgent, but we've got to be smarter. Now, if you have a look over in Germany, they've more or less started putting it out there that we have no choice but to mandate this vaccine, even though they're at 72.5% from my last check, 72.5% vaccinated, double vaccinated, which is a pretty high number. Australia are playing games, okay, and I mean, if you believe what these guys are telling you, then, I don't know what's going on there, but, okay, they've lied to us every step of the way. Scotty said he didn't want to mandate it. First he said he's going to mandate it. It's mandatory. Okay, now he's telling everyone he doesn't want it to be mandatory. Don't fall for these games. They're playing state versus federal. It's just a game. Okay, they're going to push it faster and faster. We got to get urgent right now, guys. We are not far away from the absolute storm. It's coming. Okay, it is coming. It can happen any time. Once they get us into that false sense of safety and comfort, okay, they've got the dragnet over us already. And I always say we're like little fishes swimming around, comfortable, free, we think we are. Once they bring in these restrictions on the unvaccinated, okay, they can lock them down as well. And the precedent's been set. At any time, they can just mandate it. At any time. Okay? So what they're doing with the Aboriginal community, it's a test run. Yeah, anybody that leaves, they're catching them and they're bringing them back. Anybody that tests positive is going in to the camp. Okay? They've already put that on that Uber driver who came from Melbourne apparently and got positive COVID, and they said he was so sick he's in hospital, but the reality is he tried to escape. That's how sick he was. He wasn't sick at all. So guys, we got to really wake up right now. Okay? It's coming, and when I want to talk about wishful thinking here, you've just got to let it go. Again, I'm not taking a dig at anyone here, because I think everyone working inside the freedom movement, whatever group, whatever mode they're trying to work with, whether it's working in the politics or courts or petitioning or protesting, whether you're within common law, sovereign movement, it doesn't matter, any of these movements. We got to see reality now, guys, okay? And I believe everyone here is coming from a good place with a big heart. and they want to do the right thing. All beautiful people. But we've got to face reality. These things aren't working, and they never were going to work, and there's a whole bunch of reasons for them. But the main reason is really simple. This is about the New World Order. They have put in place everything they need, and those are their institutions, and they put them in place. And it doesn't matter what you think or believe. Okay? Ideas are just ideas. Power is power, and they have the power at the moment. We have the ability to get the power as the people. But we've got to take the right actions, guys. Now, this stuff ain't working, and we're this deep in. The next step, as I said, they're going to bait people into reacting, and then they can bring in their next strategy, which is essentially outlaw all of the freedom movement groups, label them as domestic terrorists. From there, and we're slipping straight into that plan, guys. We're slipping straight into that plan. Okay. The other thing that's going to happen when they restrict the unvaccinated, and then we've got all these people out there saying, I don't consent, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway, that's going to slip straight into their hands. Okay, that way they can say these guys are a threat, and bam, the quarantine camps are there. They got them set up, and they've announced travelers don't need to quarantine. So what the hell do you think those camps are for? I don't know. You figure it out. Okay, I don't consent ain't going to cut it. None of it's going to cut it, guys. Okay, they've got it worked out. We need to start thinking a little bit more logical, a little bit more smarter, a bit more craftier here, and we've just got to do what we got to do. Okay, so this is an urgent call out. You know, it's absolutely urgent. They could pull this dragnet in at any time now. Okay, kids are next, 5 to 11 in January. What are you guys going to do then? What are you guys going to do in Queensland? I mean, people are struggling. They're falling in Victoria. They're falling in New South Wales with the mandates on employment. Okay, what are you going to do when it hits you? What are you going to do? Okay, we are at the absolute crunch time. I don't know what we're waiting for. There's nothing to wait for now. We waited too long, and this is where we are now. Okay, we've waited too long. We've been hoping and hoping, and you know, none of these things are working. Put it away, guys. Move forward. We've got to move forward. Okay, so we have our plan A, which in my opinion, we're already way past that. They've got all their pieces on the table. Every city has a military barracks inside already, and the military on the ground moving around. Their artillery is not far away if they need it. Okay. Further to that, they've already moved the propaganda up on the terrorism stuff and the extremist nature of apparently people inside the freedom movement, which is absolute rubbish. You and I know it, but it doesn't matter what we know. This is what I keep trying to explain to people. It doesn't matter what you and I think or know. It matters who has the better propaganda and who can control it. And you've got to remember, tyranny doesn't care what you ask. All right? They're going to use power, and this is our only opportunity was for us to use our power to unite and do the right thing and the right action. And quite simply, the right action was to make sure that the resources of our country being used against us, our resources, are back in the control of our people. And that's what our plan A was about. Okay, we needed huge numbers to come together for that. Unfortunately, we didn't get those numbers in time. Okay, because everyone's stuck in these hopes and dreams and wishful thinking. Okay, there's all kinds of stuff coming out now. It's still wishful thinking. We've got to move forward. Urgent call now, guys. Okay, forget all your wishful thinking ideas. Go check out the other video I made. They're not going to work. Okay, it's really simple. There's two options. We take this country back into the hands of the democratic people as it should be, lawfully, or if we can't do that, we've got to get out. It's that simple. Okay, if we don't get out, everyone's going to be stuck in the trap they're creating, and you will be plugged in and connected to the matrix once they set it up. Okay, they've said it quite clear. The future, everybody's thoughts, dreams, etc. will be read by the government. How are they going to do that? Okay, you work it out. But the future hope is that we have as many people outside the matrix free from this. That's the only future hope. You will not survive it inside here. I'm telling you now. just look at Austria. Okay, so this is my urgent call for action. So everybody out there, if you're from another group, let's chat. Okay, we need to start talking properly on strategy, on what works and what doesn't work, and how we can work everyone into this together. Okay, but if you don't want to see reality, or you want to get stuck in I'm the leader and I'm the big ego, then don't worry about it. Okay, we don't have the time for that now. Okay, this is it. This is really it. Okay, so we got to get everyone out there talking, all the different groups, as long as it's not the wishful thinking stuff anymore. Okay, I said in another video, a line I liked from a movie I watched when I was a kid. In this reality, Tweety Bird gets caught. That's reality. Okay, this is not a cartoon. This is not a movie. We will have to make the ending that we choose to make with our courage, and the courage to see reality. Okay, we've got to see reality now. Okay, people can say anything they want. This is not the law. It doesn't matter. That's not how tyranny works. Of course we know it's not the law. Everything's been unlawful. It doesn't matter. Tyranny doesn't work like that, and they don't give a shit about your rights, about your consent, about any of that stuff. Okay, so you go talk to the guys in Austria now about it. So what's going to happen there? They're going to blow up, and they're going to fall straight into that trap. And now they've got majority on side, vaccinated. All right, good New World Order citizens. They will turn on us, as we can see with the propaganda dial turning up already. Okay, so forget about that one too. You're not going to be able to, win like that. Okay, they're using propaganda hard. All right, guys. So let's get together. So all of our members out there, what can you guys start doing now? Get your preparations together. 5 to 6 months of food and water supplies as a bare minimum. Anything else that you can think of, food, water, shelter. Go register on our website. We email out our prep list to anyone who registers. Get involved in your branch. If there's not a branch in your community right now, let's have a chat. Let's set one up. Let's get it going. What else can you guys be doing? Okay, spread this message of what we're trying to do here. Okay, we are creating communities, networks of support, but not to stay here. I can tell you this now. Okay, and I'm hearing these new ideas coming out through the freedom movement. You're not going to be able to stay in here and not be jabbed. Okay, they've announced it from the beginning. Every person they want jabbed. Now I hope we're wrong about that. Okay, but I'm a believer in preparing for the worst and hoping for the best and working towards the best, but preparing for the worst and not putting your head in the sand. Now there's a big difference between being positive and having your head in the sand. Okay, being positive means that no matter what challenge you see in front of you, you work towards overcoming that challenge. It doesn't mean pretending the challenge isn't there. Okay, there's a big difference. That's putting your head in the sand. Now I believe no matter what happens, I'm going to work towards overcoming the challenge. I believe positively in the human spirit. I believe positively that everyone has the courage to bring the hero out inside them, to go through the sacrifices we're going to need to make to ensure that we have a free country for every generation in the future. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice, and I'm not talking about hanging out on the streets yelling for a couple of hours once a week. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice. Okay, it means giving up everything, basically. Okay, now we had the opportunity to pull off a plan A, guys. We really did. We did, but it hasn't happened because people were stuck in the wishful thinking. Okay, it's that simple. Now we have an opportunity to get out of here and create our own communities. Okay, but it ain't gonna happen while you're staying here. I'm telling you that you're gonna have to sacrifice a bit, but we need to start preparing now. Okay, so shoot me an email, register on the website, get involved in your branch, and share, guys. Bring as many of your mates in that are awake and are willing to do what it takes to not yield to this new world order that's coming out. Okay, guys, take care out there.